Hello everyone, Ragnarok here, and I am making this video to let you guys know how to get duct tape. Yes, this is going to be my duct tape farming guide. So as you know, I've been doing a few different farming guides on this channel, and I thought the next step, logically, was duct tape. So some of you are probably wondering why I'm even bothering making this guide. It is actually a craftable straight from the inventory. It uses 3 fibrous herbs and 1 pine resin. However, I recommend never crafting duct tape, as 3 herbs per 1 duct tape is actually quite expensive, considering how easy it is to get the material. The caches of duct tape we'll be finding usually drop on average around 20, which is equal to 60 herbs if you wanted to compare it to the in-game materials. A lot of people actually don't know how to get it, which is why I'm making this guide. And what do we need duct tape for? We need it for wooden floor spikes, which, as you know, are pretty useful for its slow. Wall spikes, which a lot of people don't understand their value. They're actually really powerful against trap vulnerable mini bosses if you ever have that chance. And they're also used for specific ranged and melee weapons. They also require some amount of duct tape depending on what you're crafting. So just like with my other farming guides, I do recommend that you go to private for all of this. Whenever you're going to farm something, make sure you switch yourself to private. You don't want to bother anyone that's actually in a mission trying to do their normal things. And make sure you go with a setup that pleases you. As I said in my other video, I go with Pathfinder and Recon Scout, so that I get as many chance to find double loot as possible. Chance to find double loot, of course, will end up yielding more duct tape. Now, so how do we go and find it? Okay, so the easiest way to find it is go onto a desert map. Thunder Route 99 also works, however, I have more success with the desert, just because there's more tiles that can possibly spawn the duct tape that we're looking for. As with my other guides, the mode does not matter, as long as you pop into the correct map type and then the appropriate power level, you'll be able to find the resources that you need. As duct tape is not a tiered resource, you can actually find it on any map that has the Desert or Thunder Route 99 map tile set. So I'm popping into the Ride the Lightning here, and I'll be telling you how to go get this duct tape. What we're looking for are rubber ducks, so I'll put an image of what they look like up on the screen. So these rubber ducks spawn in a few different spots. Unlike the fibrous herbs guide, with fibrous herbs it's all about combing the map. With duct tape, it's just knowing where to look for it. So what we're looking for are these. We're looking for these caves, these mine shafts to be more accurate, actually. And you want to go down to the bottom of the mine shaft, all the way down to the bottom. What you're looking for is water, just like this. There's a waterfall. And if you follow the water, you'll get this. This is a very successful run. As you can see, we already found the rubber ducks. So you just hit it with your pickaxe, and they'll drop duct tape. Yes, duct tape. It's a nice pun on Epic's part, and they give you, as you can see, a nice amount of duct tape. Right there, we yielded at about 19, so we've got about 20. And it's up to you if you want to keep looking after this, or just abandoning. I actually recommend just hitting a leave mission, mainly because the time it takes for you to leave the mine shaft, most likely will not actually be beneficial. So just getting in and out really quick is a lot more worth it, considering it's actually possible that you can spawn right next to an oasis tile that spawned for ducks. So that's one of the spawns that I wanted to show you. I'm going to leave this video going here. I'm going to see if I can find more spots for you. Just want to show as many of the rubber duck spawns that I know. Mainly there are only 2 that I'm aware of in different regions. So at the bottom of the mine shaft there, in the carton, there is going to be a bunch of little ducks. And there is also a lake that has a big rubber duck and a few little ones following it. So I'm going to go see if I can find this lake, and I'll be right back once I found it. Really wanted to interject here and let you guys know that basically the method that I do when I'm running around looking for this duct tape. So as you can see, I'm going around on my hoverboard. The easiest way that I farm duct tape is just comb the outsides of the map around the edges here, because that's where I have the most success in finding the mine shaft spawning. The way I do this is, as soon as you see a mine shaft, just go and duck into it. See if it has the duct tape spawn. If it doesn't, just leave. The way I do this is, the mine shafts are basically the way out. So if you ever go into a mine shaft, in my opinion, the easiest way is to just leave, because the time it takes to get out is not worth it, because you can probably start another map and find duct tape in the time it takes you to get out of the mine shaft. So that leads me to basically the way I'd consider the most optimal method of doing this, which is go around the map, see if you can find a lake. If you can't, go into a mine shaft. Or if you can't bother finding the lake, then just keep going into the mine shafts. You don't have to look for the lake. It is definitely a rare spawn compared to normal. I have very little success finding it most of the time. So it is an option to just skip it and just look for the duct tape instead. But yeah, I thought that was worth mentioning. At the bottom of these mine shafts, there are actually a very high chance of chests spawning. So on the desert map, very often you'll get chests spawning in these mine shafts, just because it has a higher chance to spawn down here. There are like 3 or 4 different spawns for each area. And there's also the super stash that is on the desert and Thunder Route 99 maps. So if I was lucky, there would have been a super stash behind this wall here, but as you can see, I wasn't lucky and didn't get it. Also, I am on a high level map, so I can farm Bright Core and Sunbeam while I'm doing this as well. So if you wanted to do that at the same time, it is a viable option. As you can see, my Pathfinder setup isn't exactly leveled up. If it was, then I actually would probably go for the Storm Chests as well. However, the damage output of my characters right now are pretty low due to the fact that I've only 3-starred the Pathfinder and only 4-starred the Recon Scout. But if you did have a fully fleshed out setup, or you were going into a lower power zone, then you could definitely go for a Storm Chest as well, if you wanted those extra materials. The reason why I'm going over all of this stuff is to let you guys know basically all of the farming methods out there. So when you're doing this, don't restrict yourself just to one thing. When you're farming herbs, for example, in my previous guide, there are other things that you can do whilst looking for the herbs. You don't have to restrict yourself just to the one material that you're after. Because, believe it or not, all of the resources at some point will be beneficial. I do want to mention that it is often beneficial to memorize each of the mine shafts. Keep in mind that their locations do randomly change, and the same location may not necessarily have the same mine shaft. So for example, one could be the one where you drop down, versus it could also be the one where you walk down. I'm obviously not doing a very good example when I'm explaining this, but basically don't get fooled into thinking that the map tiles are set by any means. The mine locations will always change, and they're passed down also. So when you want to memorize them, you want to memorize the interior of the mine rather than the outside. I've had poor luck finding this mine, so hence why I'm building straight upwards. I wanted to find it for you guys so I could actually show off what it looked like, but I've had very little success finding it, and I've chosen to give up. But the lake does fill up a large portion of the map, so if you ever do load into the game and you see the lake, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is a very large lake. I would say it's about the size of maybe like 1/20th of the map. To give you a little bit of an idea, it is very large, and you'll know it when you see it. It'll have a very large duck on it, and that duck drops, I believe, 10 duct tape or something along that line. As long as those little ducks that follow it, they also drop their own amount of duct tape as well. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. It was pretty short. I wanted to just get this guide out to let you guys know how to find duct tape. I didn't really know what other material to throw into the video, so I'm just going to leave this as only a duct tape guide. Otherwise I would have included something else as well. So if you guys want to know how to farm anything, let me know and I'll make a guide on it. But that's all I can do for now. And I thank you all for watching. That'll be it for me. Ragnarok. Over and out.